What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Jade.
And it's your boy, Yohance.
First off, what was that you were messing with?
Well, first of all, you didn't tell me we was recording. I heard beep, 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 and I'm trying to get rid of this mosquito. Trying to get my blood sweet.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No, show them what this is. He has a bazillion and two gadgets, people. A bazillion gadgets, okay? Back to the introduction. So, what's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Jade.
It's your man's Yohance.
And welcome to our channel, Get in the Black,
where we show you our journey on how we're getting into the black and becoming our best version of ourselves.
And so today's video it's going to be an interesting one. I forgot what today's video it is.
We're talking about...
All right, so today's video is going to be a 30-day update about our life in Puerto Rico. And just kind of what we've been up to. A couple questions we've been getting because we get so many questions.
Yeah, and they are good questions, but we're going to show you the top questions on our 30 days living in Puerto Rico. It's a 30-day update.
Hey.
That my try. That my try.
So, first things first, how is life in Puerto Rico?
I guess life in Puerto Rico is like, it's kind of the same as being back home, but it's different.
So, are you trying to say there's a mixture of Puerto Rico? So you have home for us is U.S. and California, specifically Southern California, is home for us. So you're saying we got a mixture of mainland United States.
Yes.
And then we also have a mixture of Puerto Rico being an island and its own identity and culture mixed into one unique pot, right?
Yeah.
Because, so what else could you compare it to?
I can't. And that's why it's so hard, because it can be deceiving at times, because you'll see what looks like a Burger King, but it's called like Casas or something else.
It's in Espanol.
Yeah, it's in Spanish.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's just kind of like, it's my brain, like really just having to absorb all of this.
Okay.
And it just took a minute, because like that time we went to Olive Garden.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, do we have any pictures?
We do.
Okay.
So.
Look, I don't remember of any, so we're gonna look to see. Because this was an experience. So another thing where it's just kind of the same but different. It's just like, I mean, there's bugs back home.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
mosquitoes.
Lizards.
Yeah,
mosquitoes. But no, like if you come here in Puerto Rico, just know these mosquitoes is some different kind of mosquitoes. They some thugs, okay? Yeah. And they will suck your blood.
They know what they want.
Yes, they coming for you. They coming from you some fresh meat. They'll start going away after a while. They'll start leaving you alone. But you're gonna go through that initial where
you're gonna have to get you one of these. Zip, zap, back. You gotta get one of these. I'm telling you. Because you gotta be active about the protection. If you want to protect thy blood, you need to protect thy blood. All right? So you need to zip zap, get your lavender plants. You need to get your lemongrass. You need to get set up. Flooding. How was the flooding?
Okay, so that's another thing. Just same but different. Like, you get rain back home, you know? You get rain, buildings get wet. There are places, Florida rains quite frequently, like during hurricane season. Like, that makes sense, right? It's just the flooding. And it's like the littlest bit of rain. And that's even with the power outages. Like, the littlest, we had a power outage last night. It was like, it barely rained.
Right. And I was in that rain. I know how much it rained. I was stuck in that rain. And I'm just like, really? We're having a power outage of this? Like, what is this about? But I found that if you are in the areas where it's a lot of essential services, like grocery stores, you're near hospitals and stuff like that, they're going to take care of you a little bit better.
Yeah.
So our power outage don't go out that much. right?
Yeah.
Like ours was out. It had like was 5, 6 o'clock last night. It was back about 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Right, so it wasn't too bad. It wasn't enough time for everything to undefrost and stuff like that. So we were good to go. We just stayed in, opened up the windows, got a few extra mosquito bites, you know, so we can get some fresh air. And that's just what it is. That's just life on the island, you know. So
And think about that. We're like unprepared though.
yeah, we
Like,
still are.
yeah, we're very unprepared when it comes to these power outages. Like I have my Amazon wish list, but it's just a matter of purchasing the items.
Mm-hmm.
We just started purchasing our first Amazon stuff, and we're gonna do like an apartment tour for you guys. So like you can see our apartment and how we're conserving space and things like that.
Next, do you ever think about coming back to mainland USA?
I don't think about going back to live there. I mean, we just moved.
Right,
You know?
right. I literally I just got here, and I've been planning this move for about 6 months. Well, no, longer than that. I've been looking to move to considering Puerto Rico as a real move for a couple years now. But the opportunity to be able to that it made it realistic to actually do really arrived about 7 months now. So I have no intentions of moving my residency back to any mainland state. That is the official governmental answer. I have no intentions of doing that. Why? It doesn't make any financial sense. Most of the there's no place in the mainland U.S. that I want to live like that.
Yeah, no.
As a black man, as a future father, as a future husband, a protector of my family, there's no place in mainland United States that I feel comfortable and confident and that I want to raise my family. That got real fast.
I want to go back to visit though. Like definitely want to go back for special occasions and things like that. And I guess I know you've been kind of homesick a little bit.
I am homesick. I'm not gonna lie. I am missing my community, my friends. You don't realize how deep of relationships and connections you have with people until they're gone. I got some of my closest friends that I've developed over the last couple years in LA. I've been in LA I grew up there, and then I left for college and traveling experiences. But when I came back home for the past almost decade or more, I've been in California, so I built up a community there, and I'm so grateful to see some of my mentees, my friends, my family members that are doing great things. I had this one situation that you guys are going to see as so I like to hike. I've become more of an outdoors nature person. I'm not in the outbacks. I'm not about to be. You're not going to see me, wrestling with alligators and nothing like that. But just being in nature and being one, right? More of a meditation, self-care type of a situation. So my buddies got an opportunity to get sponsored and was part of a documentary, and they were, got a gift, of some really dope, exclusive Jordans that I didn't get a chance to get. But I don't even wear Jordans. I have one pair of Jordans that I wear. And this would have been the second pair of Jordans that I don't wear. And I just keep in a box because for sentimental reasons, right? Yeah. And I told my boys, I was like, y'all didn't tell me about this. Y'all was going to keep it on the low. You know what I mean? But my boys really was fighting for me, trying to get it. But it was a unique situation. I already know my guys. These are guys I've known some for more than half of my life. That I believe they were trying to get me the shoes because, like I said, we built this organization together. And these guys are just amazing. But I was salty. I wanted to go on record and let everybody know I was sad. I was like, I wanted to be there for that type of experience with everyone and people seeing that. But I'm grateful. You understand? I was like, yo, we are really making headway because you don't do it. We're not doing a lot of this stuff for the clout, right? Yeah. It's one, it's just a relief. I want to do it, and we want to work for our community, right? So we're doing a lot of stuff because other people are like, yo, I would love to know, but I wish I would have knew about that. And that's kind of messed up to be so selfish to say, well, this is my thing, and not give to other people. So I was sad. So that's what makes me homesick.
But yeah, so it's just kind of like we miss being there for those special occasions. But it's really about being prepared for those things. Like we're gonna know that they're gonna happen. Right now, we have an emergency fund for we're prepared for emergency situations. Like I had a death in the family, so I have to go back to the mainland to go be there for that.
And that's one thing we did. So we have a airline that we're going to be traveling with, so we can we got a credit card specifically for that we both manage, and so we can always have an amount of funds in case there's a hurricane or something like in a death in the family that we need to get back on, and we only have a short window to be able to get to leave. So that's one reason how we're doing that, and everything else we're really planning it out. So there's vacations and family time. Personally, because I'm here on a specific for a specific reason, I have a certain amount of days that I physically have to be here.
Yeah.
And so I can't just up and move, and it's a sad conversation that has to happen. It's hard, it's a difficult one, but I tell people, no, I can't come to this event, this family thing. I can't come to that because I need to be here, and I don't want to cut it too close by moving and going to these events and stuff like that. It's just you gotta prioritize. It's all about prioritization. And so, how's it making friends here in Puerto Rico?
Like you just kind of walk up to people and say hi. That's how I feel like we're back in kindergarten again. Like you just walk up to people and just like, hey. Except for the tourists. Like you can usually tell if they're tourists. Y'all don't say hi. Say hi to me.
Yeah, you East Coast tourist people are rude. You can't
even just say East Coast. You don't know where all these people are from. Granted, they probably are from the East Coast, but all the East Coast people gonna hate us now.
That's the reason why I say East Coast. Really, it's because it's an easier flight to come. More East Coast people really know about Puerto Rico versus West Coast. Like we know, but most people on the West Coast, I swear, every person on the West Coast keeps asking me, "Oh, you don't they think I live in another country."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, I need you to know your territory."
Yeah.
Do you need a car in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it really depends on where you're living, things like that. Yeah.
So the overall thing I would say to live in San Juan, which is the kind of the main island where all the touristy and a lot of stuff is happening. No, you don't need a car. You can utilize Uber here. You just kind of need to know what you should be paying. Pay attention to the part saying it's a little busy right now. Fares are much higher. So if you're going to, for example, from the convention center, right, which is in Miramar, is kind of the tip of the San Juan, kind of the island, whatever, right? And you're going to Condado the beach. It really should cost you no more than $7. But if you catch that busy time and y'all we gotta go right now, we're about to be late, and you're in a rush, you need to give yourself a 20 to 30 minute buffer so you cannot be overpaying, because the way the ride share works here, it's just like anything, like a taxi cab. A person realizes that you don't know how much stuff should cost, they about to gringo tax you. Yeah. And that's how Uber does no matter where you are. The Ubers can be very expensive. And the second thing is, how reliable, Jade, is the Ubers and taxis and situations here?
It's so weird because I just don't understand. Okay. At first, I just thought some stuff was just communication, language barrier. But it was the one time when we were move-in date for this apartment. I was dang near touching the Uber, and the Uber driver drove off. I was like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah. And so that's the biggest thing I found is that it's unreliable, so you'll be waiting and then they'll cancel, especially at nighttime. So we have not got a chance to see a lot of the island, as the core part of San Juan, this portion of the city. It's because of this unreliable, because we will get stuck somewhere. So we're really kind of, waiting till we maybe learn a little better Spanish, but we can call a taxi, because we were trying to get an Uber from Old San Juan to do 3 drop-offs, and they were charging us $75 when it was almost $100.
Yeah.
To do 3 drops off, and the taxi driver charged us a total of I think $25 or $30. Yeah,
Like
let's just say $30, right?
Yeah.
Public transportation, I don't even know how to read it, so I don't know how that goes. Like taking a bus, I don't like taking buses anywhere except New York, Boston, like like the major big cities.
Yeah.
If I ever was to go to China somewhere, I would want to take it because I hear it's very efficient and stuff like that. But like, yeah, other than that,
I was gonna say you kind of really don't need to. I feel like especially if you're able-bodied. If you're able-bodied, you can walk it. Yeah. Like pretty much you can walk it. We walked distances where we was like, no, you can't walk that. Like that's not walkable. Yeah, walking over freeways. Like
yeah. So we walked from our Airbnb, which is by like the marina, all the way to where we played volleyball in Condado Beach, right?
Yeah.
So it was a 45-minute walk, pretty much. And yeah, I was like, no, we can't do it, but we did it. Yeah. I forgot why we did it. Oh, I remember because I didn't want to pay that extra price.
Yes, the Uber were taxing, and we were like, oh, we're gonna walk closer too. But even still, when we walked even closer, it was still it got more expensive. So we're like, I'd rather walk.
That's why I think we should we maybe get some scooters or something. But you don't need a car unless you want to go outside of the island. You need a car because parking is trash. It's an island. Parking is trash everywhere, so it doesn't matter. So that's the other thing why you want to be mindful of that. When you want to go to a place like Piñones, you want to go to like maybe Dorado, which is these are places that are outside of the main portion. But other than that, if you're living here and you're trying to see the city, it's fine.
Another question we get all the time is what's the housing situation out there like? Where we stay, what's things like? Explain that to
All right, so the thing is, when it comes to Puerto Rico, you have to understand everything is the same. Meaning, it all depends on what you're trying to do. Stop traveling to places and not having a clue on what you want to do and depending on others to do all the work for you. Okay, people? All this, what do they call it? I'm spontaneous.
Oh, yes. Going on vacations without any form of itinerary or nothing whatsoever.
Yo, you stress the people who do live there and try to be your friend out. Okay?
We don't want to complain. That's not complaining.
I'm complaining. Because I had to do this in LA, Atlanta, New York.
Because I was like, it hasn't really been here. It hasn't been that bad.
Oh, no. We just got here. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. The housing situation is like any other place. You need to identify what activities that you want to partake in because that is going to dictate where you should live. So, for example, we'll talk from 2 perspectives. Living here long-term versus short-term vacation, right? So, if you're vacationing here, you want to make sure you're in places where the activities that you're trying to partake in is local nearby because, like we told you earlier, transportation is irregular right now. Trying to get a Uber to the rainforest is not a good idea. I promise you. Because where they gonna drop you off? Where they gonna wait? What do you think is gonna happen in between? So from San Juan to the rainforest here, it's about an hour and a half, maybe about an hour. I would say it's probably about an hour drive out from the main part of Condado where we are. So if you decide to do certain things like that, you want to make sure that you get your transportation together for that. And if you want to do like snorkeling, you want to go to the nice restaurants that are like the well-known ones. You want to stay in the mainland, so spend a little extra on the hotel so you can just walk to these places because that's a whole experience in its own. For the long-term situation, right? Same thing. What kind of experience do you want to have? So, for example, we wanted to move around the island and we wanted to take this summertime. We was going to live in San Juan and we're going to see how that feels. And then we're going to try to go to like the Caribbean side of the island and go kind of live over there, see what the family like. Because, we're looking to have a family someday, sooner than later. And so we were just like, well, let's go see what that's like. That's Palmas del Mar, Dorado. Those are the places where a lot of like the families and people are living because it's a little slower. It's a little more gated kind of community style housing type of situation. You got a backyard for your kids to run around at good schools. But what we decided, because we young, we slightly hot girl, hot boy, summer ready, right? So we are in Condado, and in this area, it's really ideal for us because it's easier for us to make friends because we're around people, and then we're also, it's easier for us to get from point A to point B because we simply walk to most places. The grocery store is right over there. We have Cala Luisa, which is a very popular street for like partying and restaurants and stuff like that. I would consider Cala Luisa like a like Ocean Drive, Santa Monica, or Ocean, right? Like these are areas where you got the high rises and stuff like that, and it costs way too much money to live there. But if you want that experience, to be able to walk downstairs to your restaurant, go meet your friends, like, you know, be that person to be laying in bed, like, you ready? We here? Like, yeah, I'll be right there, and literally just roll out of bed. If you want that experience, you want to stay in the Condado, Ocean Park kind of area, and not in like the super touristy part. So we're a little bit off from that area, and I think it's really ideal. So just make sure you identify just in general what kind of experience you want, and then around that you will find the ideal space to live.
So thank you guys for watching our 30-day update on our life in Puerto Rico. And I guess if we have to sum it all up, we love it.
Yeah. So to answer those questions, no, I'm not moving my residency back to the mainland United States anytime soon. And I'm just grateful to be experiencing this with you, and I'm grateful to be here in Puerto Rico with all my friends, my new friends, and I'm excited to have friends and family to come and visit and see a different lifestyle.
Yes. So we got some business to discuss first before we let you guys go. Make sure that you like, comment,
and subscribe
to this channel. And make sure you hit the notification bell, you know, so you're notified next time we upload a video.
Check the description box and find out about opportunities and where you can support our channel and support us in this journey, and how you can follow along. So make sure you follow us on Instagram, and you can see our journey, and we're excited to have you on this journey with us.
Bye.
But I just gotta live my life. I just gotta live my life till I